Hey there, Cubs faithful. Get ready, because what I'm about to tell you is going to send shockwaves through Wrigleyville and beyond. We're sitting here with just days left before the trade deadline, and let me tell you something, Jed Hoyer isn't messing around this time. The Cubs are sitting pretty with a one-game lead over those pesky Brewers, but that's not enough for our boys in blue. Not even close. I've got 3 pieces of news that are gonna make your heart race, your palms sweat, and maybe even bring a tear to your eye. We're talking about a veteran ace who could be the missing piece to our championship puzzle, a top prospect whose name is being whispered in trade talks that could change everything, and a bullpen move that would make our late innings absolutely dominant. This isn't just any ordinary trade deadline buzz, Cubs faithful. This is the kind of chaos that legends are made of. You know what? Hit that like button right now, because what you're about to read is going to have you calling your fellow Cubs fans immediately. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're going to be covering every single move our Cubbies make as we charge toward October glory. The clock is ticking, the pressure is mounting, and the Milwaukee Brewers are breathing down our necks. But here's the thing about Cubs faithful. We've been through the desert, we've seen the promised land, and we know what it takes to get there. What I'm about to tell you about our potential ace acquisition is going to give you chills. And it all starts with a 36-year-old veteran who's been quietly dominating in the desert. Cubs faithful, meet your potential rotation savior, Mel Kelly. That's right, the 36-year-old Arizona Diamondbacks ace who's been absolutely dealing this season with a 3.34 ERA across 20 starts. While everyone's been sleeping on this guy, Jed Hoyer has been watching, studying, and planning. This isn't just another rental. This is the kind of move that championship teams make when they smell blood in the water. Think about it for a second. Our rotation has been gutted by Justin Steele's season-ending elbow surgery, and while Shota Monaga and Matthew Boyd have been absolute warriors, we need that steady, reliable arm that can eat innings and keep us in games. Kelly might not have the flashiest name, but let me tell you something, the man knows how to pitch. He's that crafty veteran who's seen every situation, faced every type of hitter, and knows exactly how to navigate the pressure cooker that is playoff baseball. The Diamondbacks are 10-10 in his starts, but imagine what happens when you put Kelly in front of our Cubs offense. We're talking about a guy who could slot in as our number 3 starter and give us the kind of stability that turns division races into division championships. The urgency is real, Cubs faithful. We could lose Kyle Tucker to free agency after this season, which means this might be our best shot at making a serious run. This move would be classic Hoyer. Not the sexiest name on the market, but exactly the kind of smart, calculated addition that puts us over the top. Kelly brings that October experience, that veteran presence in the clubhouse, and most importantly, that ability to shut down opposing lineups when the lights are brighter. But here's where things get really interesting, because landing Kelly might require us to make a sacrifice that's going to break some hearts in Cubs Kingdom. The name that's been keeping Cubs fans awake at night, Owen Casey. Our number 43 overall prospect in baseball, the crown jewel of our farm system, and potentially the exact piece that other teams are demanding in trade negotiations. The kid's been absolutely raking in AAA with a 2.7H, 3.86 main on 575/line, and he's supposed to be Kyle Tucker's replacement if Tucker walks in free agency. But here's the harsh reality of championship baseball. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the future to win in the present. When asked about the swirling trade rumors, Casey showed the kind of maturity that makes you love this kid even more. I don't have Twitter, so I don't check that stuff at all. I never really paid attention to that stuff, and I'm not going to start now. Playing GM isn't a good idea, because you never know what's going to happen. I'm just going to show up at the ballpark every day with a smile on my face and just try to be the best I can be. Cubs faithful. That's the kind of character you want representing your organization. But it's also the kind of character that other teams covet. The question that's tearing at the heart of every Cubs fan right now is simple. Do we trade our future superstar for a chance at glory this season? This is the Sophie's choice of baseball. The kind of decision that defines franchises. Casey represents everything we hope for in a prospect. The potential, the work ethic, the professionalism. He's the kind of player who could be patrolling the outfield at Wrigley for the next decade. But if trading him means we get that elite starter who puts us over the top, if it means we maximize this current window with our core group, then maybe it's a sacrifice we have to make. The clock is ticking, and every Cubs fan knows that championship windows don't stay open forever. The pressure is mounting, and the decisions are getting harder. But wait until you hear what Hoyer might have cooking for our bullpen, because what I'm about to tell you about our potential late inning dominance is gonna make you forget all about the heartbreak of trading prospects. Cubs faithful, brace yourselves for the ultimate plot twist. While we've been focused on starting pitching and prospect trades, Jed Hoyer has been quietly orchestrating what could be the most devastating bullpen move of the entire trade deadline. We're talking about Joan Duran and Griffin from the Minnesota Twins, two absolute flamethrowers who could transform our late inning game from good to absolutely unstoppable. Duran is that elite closer who makes opposing hitters look foolish, and Jax is the setup man who bridges the gap to victory. Imagine this scenario. We're in Game 7 of the NLCS, bottom of the 9th, Wrigley Field is shaking, and we're bringing in a three-headed monster of Duran, Jax, and our own Porter Hodge. That's not just a bullpen. That's a championship caliber weapon that could carry us all the way to the World Series. The beautiful thing about this move is that both Duran and Jax have multiple years of club control remaining. This isn't a rental. This is building for sustained success. We're not just talking about 2025. We're talking about having elite late inning options for years to come. The Phillies, Tigers, Dodgers, and Reds are all circling like vultures, but Cubs faithful, we know that when Hoyer sets his sights on someone, he usually gets his man. This is what championship teams do. They don't just improve one area, they become dominant in multiple phases of the game. We get the veteran starter in Kelly, we might sacrifice the future for immediate impact, and we absolutely lock down the late innings with elite relievers. This isn't just about beating the Brewers for the division. This is about building a team that can go toe-to-toe with anybody in October. So Cubs faithful, make sure you smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe because we're about to witness something special. The trade deadline is coming, the pieces are falling into place, and our beloved Cubbies are positioning themselves for something magical. The question isn't whether we'll make moves, it's whether we'll make the right moves. Are you ready to trust Hoyer one more time? Are you ready to see what happens when the Cubs go all in? Tentar novamente o Claude pode cometer erros? Confira sempre as respostas.